I want to start with Khachanov and Sebi Korda. I just thought it was the best match today, and I just think they put on quite the show. So Korda came out. I mean, he played beautiful, flawless tennis out the gates, and I just think in general in the match, Sebi Korda just has a little bit more than Karen Khachanov from a ball striking perspective. I fancy his forehand. It's a much better forehand than Khachanov's, and I think they both have these brilliant backhands, but Korda can time it and redirect it down the line, and Khachanov has to primarily, unless he has a wide open opportunity, primarily takes it cross court. So I felt that when Korda could get a handle on the serve return dynamic, he was the better player. He was getting the better of the baseline rallies. You could see it early on in how the second serve points were being played out. But here's the trend I really want to highlight in this match. It has to do with Sebastian Korda's first serve. And the sets he won are set 1 and set 4. Korda's first serve average speed in 1 and 4, the sets he won, was 115 miles per hour. And in set 1, he won 88% of his first serve points. In set 4, he made 89% of his first serve points. And again, both sets averaged 115. Now let's go through the others. First, we'll go with the average speed in set 2 down to 112. In set 3, 113. And in set 5, 111. For most of the set, I was looking at 110, but he got it up to 111 evidently in his last couple service games. So lowest of the match in set 5. And now you look at how many first serve points he won in those sets. Set 2, 61%. Set 3, not bad, 79%. And it was just one break point. Khachanov 1 for 1, break points 1, total points 1, 27-22, kind of thin margins. But still lower than the 90% that he saw in set 1 and set 4. And then in set 5, 35%. As soon as that number goes down to 111, 110, where he was kind of teetering in that fifth set, it's plummeting. It's just so, isn't that amazing how a couple of miles per hour can make the difference when it comes to Korda's first serve effectiveness? It doesn't sound like much. It really doesn't, right? But just that little bit, a couple miles per hour, 115 down to 112, down to 111, makes all the difference. And the thing that Khachanov is doing so well in this tournament is he's thumping the serve at 6'5", and the strong legs and the good build that he has and the long levers with his arms. He's thumping the serve because for so long throughout the last 2 years, I've been watching Karen Khachanov and thinking, dude, why aren't you hitting the first serve? Like, stop massaging that in. And his first serve numbers in this match, really good. And in the Tiafoe match, outstanding. And just to compare from a miles per hour standpoint, Khachanov's averaging 118 on the first and a healthy 101 on the second. And Korda, you have 113 on the first, 96 on the second, a 5 mile per hour difference. Then you look at spot serving, which also left a lot to be desired in the fifth set, especially for Korda. But honestly, by both guys. When it comes to spot serving, Korda serves 6 aces and hits 4 service winners. And Wimbledon is stingy on the service winners stat. I don't agree with it. That's not unreturned serves. That's unreturnable serves. I don't agree with how they keep those stats, IBM or Wimbledon, whoever decides. But Korda, 19 aces. So that's 19-6 Khachanov against Korda. And I was charting every single point at the end of that fifth set when it came down to this fifth set between the guys. And this was a record, I believe. 13 breaks of serve. Neither guy could hold It was silly. It was unbelievable. It was break, 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 break all throughout the fifth set, 13 times. But it felt like here was the dynamic. And I don't even know if I have a hard, fast point here. But let me just tell you, to my eyes, this was the dynamic. And a lot of the narrative on Twitter, where you should follow me at Gill_Gross, a lot of the narrative seemed to be Khachanov keeps choking. Korda won't give up. And I didn't understand that at all. Just because Khachanov was serving second doesn't mean he's the one choking. In reality, I thought most of this match was on Korda's racket, the way he was returning in the fifth set. But then he could get no advantage on his serve. And Khachanov was able to basically block back every single first serve, neutralize every first serve, and then sometimes take the second serve aggressively and win a healthy amount of those second serve points. So the serve was nothing for Korda. But I felt off the ground, he was loose. He was sloppy on his serve. And then on the return, somehow Korda was tightening up in a good way. I mean, tightening up the errors, just not making the same kinds of mistakes. And his offensive returning was tremendous. His backhand return is so good. And a lot of those service games that Khachanov lost, I don't know how much, I thought they were great return games by Korda, is the point I'm trying to make. But the games that Khachanov broke, I felt like it was a little bit more on Korda's racket, and he was being a little bit erratic off the ground. For some reason, I think it got a little bit mental that Korda was playing so much better on his return than on his serve, on the same shots, trying to execute the same shots, just not doing it as well on serve. It was quite strange. But no doubt that the fact that Khachanov's serve maintained the level for the most part, and Korda's serve did not, was a big deal. So at 9-8, for example, with Khachanov serving it out, he served a great game at 9-8. Love all, serve and volley, Khachanov, backhand volley into the open court. 15 love. He gets a nice serve, good spot out wide. Korda popped up the return, and Khachanov ripped it cross court for a winner. So that's 2 points. You're using the serve as a weapon. You're gaining an advantage off of that shot. And then 30 love, service winner Karen Khachanov, and 40 love, they get into a rally, and Korda misses a forehand. So look at that, though. 3 points. The serve plays a factor in all three. Korda couldn't get that in the fifth set. He just couldn't because he didn't have the legs. He didn't have the physicality. And look, this was Sebi Korda's 21st birthday. Happy birthday to you, Sebi Korda. Happy birthday. I wish it went better for his sake. This was his 21st birthday, but he is still building up the body. He is just not there yet. He's not a finished product. His legs, they don't quite look like a pro tennis player's legs yet. And sometimes it's genetic and sometimes it's deceiving. Some players just don't have the definition. But I think for Korda, the evidence has been clear following him in 2021 that he's not there yet. Just physically, he needs a little bit more. And look, the reality is, here's the difference. If Korda's legs are a little bit stronger and either A, he's able to maintain that 113 to 115 mile per hour first serve speed that he had in the sets that he was successful in, or his serve was just bigger in general, and it was as big as Karen Khachanov's serve, he wins this match. But Khachanov, he's 25, the Russian. And those extra off seasons count. You know, the number of times that Khachanov has been able to spend these off seasons in the gym and just condition his body, that counts. And, you know, I think in 2 years, Korda's the better player, but right now Khachanov has that physical edge. And, you know, Karen's playing great. His forehand is not misfiring as much. His backhand is still really super good and super sturdy. It was fun to watch them exchange cross-court backhands. He's moving forward in opportune ways. He's getting returns in play really well as well. But he still doesn't have the precision off the forehand, and he can still be rushed on that side. He still misses more on that side, more than like a Korda, but he was able to keep it close enough with his tennis. And then at the end, he had that physical advantage. He did. It made all the difference. I know you could say, well, nobody was holding serve, but that's because Korda dipped. And then Khachanov at 9-8, he finally played the good service game, right? He finally did it. And he used the serve. Korda never had that. Just didn't have it in the tank. I thought there were a couple times where, again, just Khachanov was getting some run off of his serve. Korda with some brilliant return games here. So anyway, what a run for the American. Fantastic. It was a pleasure to watch. And Khachanov, good for him. It's been a while since he's been in a quarterfinal, I believe, at a major. And let me just get this for you real quick. Just so I can get it. Yeah, it was French Open 2019. He made a quarterfinal, and now he is back. But again, the major results are really consistent, and that speaks to his fitness, doesn't it? It does.